Good evening. Splasher 6 Flight Sim here. Doing a little last minute adjustments. If you'll bear with me a couple minutes here. I got to get the music turned down in my ear. And that's not the way to do it. There we go. There we go. Better. Hello, Viper Strike. Welcome. Now the route I have in my stream info, the destination is not correct. I did not get that in there right. It's Sierra Alpha Victor Charlie, not golf. Apologies. But we are starting out at Sierra Alpha Whiskey Golf. And I've got to do a little more housekeeping here. Bear with me. I had some unexpected things come up at the last second here. I think I'm going to be able to use this as is without having to turn on my Fly Live overlay. That should be there. Got properties. Yep. It should all be the same. Let me get the screen back up. Once I get in the flight sim. No. Need to select the departure again. SAWG. Set as departure. And I gotta remember to turn on my microphone. Should be on. You give me a mic check there, Viper. Hit the fly button. Sure, all of our stuff is turned back, and I gotta get my hat on. It's not Splasher 6 Flight Sim unless I have my 100th Bomb Group hat on. There we go. All right. Hit the fly button, and I'm still not getting my overlay. Drat. Well, in the interest of time and progress, I'm not going to fool around with it right now. We'll get flying, get started and get flying here. Still working on trying to make that work. Station identification. We are flying the Pan American Highway, leg number 2 in southern Argentina. About to take off from Sierra Alpha Whiskey Golf and flying in the X Cub tonight. Make sure we get all of our levers correct here. Prop up. Lights on. Awesome. I see you there in the pipistrelle, I believe, in the virus. Is that the name of that little plane? I forget. One level of flaps. And we're going to want our Fuel pump switch on. And our brakes are already set. So we'll go to key the starter. Come on, baby. Yep. I got to remember my orientation on this. It is the virus. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. W121 Premium Deluxe. Yeah. Yep. I forgot that one was only in the premium. I think we got to wheel around here. 180. Get rolling here. Try not to clip Gary with my wing. I've got my time set for the morning and clear skies so we can see. She just wants to race. All right, easy on the pedals, Splasher. There we go. Let's get that tail drilled to the ground a little more. There we go. I'll hold tight here. We're getting a little bit of a slow start here tonight. I'll wait for you to get rolling here, Viper. I'm going to try to figure out why my overlay is not working. I have to turn it off and back on again. Huh. I'm going to copy that one more time. Put that up. Excuse me while I do a little housekeeping here. But I want to try to use this overlay. It doesn't seem to be working. That I had last time. That worked. Well, it's being particular tonight. Don't know why. All right. Well, at least the sim is working. way things have been going. This could be a dicey flight tonight. Are we ready to rock and roll? Ready to take the skies? Me and my one cadet. Our initial course is going to be about 3:35. So let's rock and roll. Release the brake and get off the ground. Up we go. Right behind you, buddy. I can turn the old fuel pump off. And we want to be at about 3:35 for a heading. We'll turn and go north here a little bit. We're going to keep it low and slow tonight. Sightsee a little bit. I think 2,500 will be plenty high enough. So let's get an altitude set here maybe in the old autopilot. The heading button. 1100, 1200, 17. 2,500. I'm going to be there before I can get it set. All right, let's try this now. What's it wanting to do? 330. Okay. Wanting to settle in where I'm at. So vertical speed. Let's go up. Find 2,500. See if we got. There's Viper. Glad you could follow along tonight. Appreciate it. Appreciate your support on this little flight adventure of mine. All right, we got to get back on our heading. About 3:35. Well, this is kind of nice flying this autopilot because it goes degree by degree by 1 degree increments for adjustments. Beautiful sunrise in south central Argentina. We're going to be at about 2,500 feet. I'm going to keep it fairly low because I think we're going to be over some flat, open plains close to the ocean. I don't think we need to be real high. About 2,500, what I'm setting mine at. And about 335 degrees, give or take, for now, for this first little section here. Guess we might do a touch and go, or 2 or 3. We've got one airport coming up in about 28 nautical miles. Koi Aike Airport, SAXW, Sierra Alpha X-Ray Whiskey. And then we'll have quite a ways till we get to the next airport. Hopefully everything will stay stable and consistent. On this eve before the next major update. Next major sim update is coming tomorrow, from what I hear anyway. I'm at it here. I'm going to see if I can edit that stream info. That needs to say SAVC. Let's get that taken care of. Where's that? Oh, and it doesn't let me. Oh, I have to do it in Twitch. That's why. I have to do it actually in Twitch. And C. Correct that. There we go. Stream info updated. I hope the sim has been stable for you, Viper. I've been reading and hearing about a lot of people having issues, crash the desktops and pop-up messages that don't go away. If you had a stable simulation in the last few days. Hey, Raleigh. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. There is an airport up ahead if you're inclined to fly tonight. There is an airport up ahead. I'll look up in a little nav map here. We're about halfway there, though, so might be a little bit of a quick spawn. Sierra Alpha X-Ray Whiskey, SAWX, if you want to jump in. I'll get that up in chat. SAWX. It's a little dirt airstrip. Viper says Argentina is interesting as it has vibrant Italian culture due to several waves of immigration from Europe. And in fact, Italian is the largest ethnic origin of modern Argentina, up to 30 million Argentines have Italian ancestry. Interesting. So it's not what one would, at least I would think would be Spanish origin. It's more Italian. That's interesting. I appreciate you looking that up. You'll, um, if you keep up the good work here, you'll be my research investigator for the trip, because we're going to be going through all kinds of different cultures on this trip. Here's my trusty little X Cub. Check the map, make sure I'm not wandering off course here a little bit. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Yeah, Raleigh, it'd be great to have you. If you could let me know if you're spawning in, and we'll fly a couple of circuits and wait for you to join us. You no trouble at all. Packages bug, yes, yes, the dreaded packages bug might be fixed tomorrow as the root issue is due to the world update sim. Oh, sim thinks that the update is out and says that the sim is out of date. Oh, even that, I'll be darned. I had not caught that yet. So they're on to the source of the problem. That's good. That is good. Hopefully it'll be a quick fix. And as I might note, hopefully, and I checked this before the flight, I am like 10 minutes away from 200 hours in my logbook for what for whatever accuracy one is going to consider the logbook being. Anyway, I'm 10 minutes away from my 200 hours, so we'll probably have already surpassed it by now. I know I'm a relative newbie compared to some. Got a late start, relatively late start in late December on the sim. So I'm still down around 200 hours. That's okay. It's all good. Had so much fun flying last night in North Carolina. That was a blast. And especially that last airport. I downloaded the airport package, but I haven't loaded it yet. Koi Aike, 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 however you'd like to pronounce that. How you doing there, Raleigh? You think you'll be able to spawn in? I'm not flying the VORs, Viper. I have a little nav map pulled up on the side here, um, and I have my flight plan on a little nav map here. I'll scoot it over to the main screen so that I can see in general my flight plan. So that's what I've been That's what I've been flying by. Just loading up. Okay, we'll do a holding pattern here. And actually, um, Viper, if you don't mind, why don't we just land and let Raleigh spawn in? We can do it. We can do a full stop landing here, and I'll switch off autopilot. We'll come down to the. You send the updated flight plan in a PLN file since I couldn't open the plane. It's normal. Yes, apologies. Yes, I did. I did post that as a little nav map. Let me convert that once I get on the ground here. I'm going to fly a downwind. Yeah, no problem, Raleigh. Glad to do it. Give a chance to do a little landing practice. I'm on a left downwind. It looks like a dirt runway. Looking at Viper off to my left, off to my right here. And then I'll get on the ground here and I'll convert that and get that up. I think I can post that in chat. I'm thinking right. And get that in a PLN format. So you can load it on the, so you can load it properly. Not a problem. I'm going to do a left base here. Lima 087D's Delta Zulu, turning left base. Try to find the runway somewhere. There we go. There it is. Not much out here. Gonna kick up the dust with the gauchos. There we go. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't fly. Don't fly. She wants to fly. Get her to stop flying. All right. Do a little. Kind of hard to tell where the runway is with this thing. We're going to do a turn. Put the brakes on. And flaps back up. And do a little housekeeping with the PLN file. All right. So import as PLN. Okay. There we go. Okay. So there. Save it as that. Now trying to figure out, let's see how, if it would be easier to, let's see. Put it in my Discord. Hey Viper, are you on my Discord? I can repost it to my Discord. Sure which one it is. PLN. Okay, open. Yes. Apologize. I have my M key keyed in for mute. I need to change that. Thanks again. Appreciate that. Yes, USA West server. USA West. In case Raleigh, because I'm not seeing you yet. I better check that myself. Pretty sure I'm on USA West. Yes, USA West. Sometimes I have my Twitch page up on my other monitor covering my OBS page. So thanks for the heads up on the sound. Anybody else in yet? I'm not seeing you, Viper. Unless you guys are behind me. Probably spawned you at the end of the runway, I would imagine. Okay. Are you gonna rejoin then, Viper? Okay. Getting it loaded on the on the Garmin. I have not flown the Pipistrel yet. Have not flown that yet. Cool. Yes, airport code was. Have it here in a minute. Sierra Alpha X-Ray Whiskey, SAXW. Koi Aike. Aike? Aike? However you'd like to pronounce that. SAWX, let's see. Oh, S-A. There I go again. SAXW, I believe. Better check that. SAXW. Yes. There we go. Hopefully my sound is still there. Yep. Miracles of modern science. I'm not quite sure where I'm at runway wise. I'll have to look. There's two runways. And we'll probably be taking off at 01 because we're going in the general direction of north. Apologize. I may have transposed that X and W. Hopefully not. Didn't do that, did I? My bad. Oh, I did. I transposed that earlier. My apologies. Sorry about that. There's Raleigh, probably. Looks like he's in the X Cub. We'll wait for Viper. And there's Viper. You want to taxi down, Viper, or can we just all take off from where we're at? I think with the taxiing. The plan for the leg? Not quite sure what you mean. We're just, oh, yep, he's in the air. We'll get in the air next and come around and meet you. So, there we go. Off we go. Yeah, the plan is to see Argentina. It would help if I put my prop pitch up. There we go. Flight plan. Right now, our heading needs to be about 346 for the next waypoint. And I'll get my we're just going to be at about 2,500 feet. Since we don't have a whole lot of terrain around us. So let's see if it'll find itself. Okay, so it's going to hold that. So let's go up to 2,500. There we go. Get ourselves back to heading. That road below us there, I believe, is Pan American Highway. We need to adjust our heading to the right a little bit. Not that far right. Come on. Barometer set. There's Raleigh. There's Viper. Appreciate you guys following along tonight. And I apologize. I don't have a lot of historical background information pulled up on Argentina to read about. Um, that's why I was saying earlier, I appreciate you finding that stuff, Viper. I did not know that Argentina had such a strong Italian heritage. That's great to know. So yeah, I'm going to stay at about 2,500 feet, about 115 knots, and just stay close to the earth and keep looking around. If you guys want to go exploring, you're more than welcome to. Okay. Yeah. Well, each of these legs I've posted on my Discord a few days prior with a little bit of a description. So I've been trying to stay ahead of that. Now, what you're seeing on the flight plan is just several legs within this whole particular flight plan to Buenos Aires. I've got I've got about a dozen other flight plans that have multiple legs within them, stretching all the way up through South America, Central America, Mexico, United States, Canada, and Alaska. And I just I've only released this one because now because we're gonna be on this particular flight plan to Buenos Aires, for several weeks. But as far as the next leg goes, of this particular flight plan to Buenos Aires, that sure my microphone's on. Yep. um, that I kind of play by ear. Um, so it just depends on time frame and how far I can fly in 2 or 3 hours in the Cub. So each one is going to cover 200 or 300 nautical miles on average. So when we land tonight at SAVC, which will be a town or city, which I tried to pronounce several times, but still couldn't get through it. There's SAVC. We will be at General Enrique Mosconi Airport in Comodoro Rivadavia. So, little navmac always wants to snap back to the original position. So, here's part of our plan for tonight as we follow the Pan American Highway. Further north to SAVC. Comodoro Rivadavia. My apologies. Yeah. I didn't want to, load the whole Pan American Highway flight plans all at once. I did them in segments, and now I've got nothing. There we go. My screens keep popping in and out. Sorry about that. So I did them in segments, and so the next one at Buenos Aires, we fly almost due west to the west coast of South America in Chile, and then follow the west coast all the way up to Central America. And that's we'll be going through the Andes. We'll be doing some high altitude stuff when we get to that section of the trip. But that's the route of the Pan American Highway. I tried to research this as best I could through Wiki for about a month, putting this together, because there's some places where there's different interpretations of what where the Pan American Highway is. It splits off in Mexico City, and you can take a route that heads more directly north towards Laredo, Texas, and then take either I-25 or I-35 up through the Midwest, or you can take a more westerly route out of Mexico City to Puerto Vallarta, I believe, and cross the Sea of Cortez to Cabo San Lucas and follow the Baja Peninsula all the way up. That's the route we're going to take. I thought that was more of a geographically interesting route than going up through the Midwest on I-35. So we're going to go up the California coast on Highway 101. And when we get to that point, yeah, I like the idea of the water crossing. It's a little more adventure to it. And I haven't been to Cabo in the sim yet. I've been there once in real life, but so it'd be interesting to see what Cabo looks like. And I've heard from other people flying with that the Baja Peninsula looks really good, and there's Of course, there's Southern California, Los Angeles, and the Coast Highway. Follow the Coast Highway all up the California coast. Maybe fly to the redwoods. See the redwoods. That would be fun. So lots and lots to come for sure. And let's see, now we're breaking off to 15 degrees. Or basically, we're following this highway. IFR, I follow roads. Oh, fuel imbalance. They're changed tanks. And you know, I'm I'm not gonna be strict on fuel. If I'm gonna start out with what I have, and if I have to refuel in flight, so be it. You know, this is more of a sightseeing adventure for me than it is a subtracted. Yeah, interesting. Huh. Oh, I see. When I put my cursor up there, it shows the pop-up indicator flaps retracted. I've never seen that before. That's throwing me off a little bit. There's Raleigh, flying good formation. Appreciate you joining me tonight, Raleigh. Viper off my right wing. Gosh, I felt bad for Colonel Fork the other night when he crashed, or not the other night, but yesterday afternoon when he crashed those two times to desktop. Bummer. You could, let's see, Viper says, I believe that we are in the Patagonia region of Argentina due to the prevalence of the plains. That's what I was gathering. There is a flight adventure. One of the flight adventures on the sim is the Patagonia, and I think it takes off and goes west of Buenos Aires. But I think all of this southern plains area is Patagonia. You're right. Oh, I know. I felt so bad. You could just hear the wind go out of his sails at the on that crash, on that landing approach that he had. Man, I felt bad. Otherwise he had a great flight, and I really enjoyed flying along with him. Iowa, Nebraska, the Midwest is kind of my area, and that doesn't get covered as much as some of the more scenic areas. So I was glad he did that. But boy, you could just hear the you could just hear the defeat in his voice um, after that last crash to desktop. Bummer. He was this afternoon back up and flying again with one of his friends. I can't think of the name of right now. And I want to say, were you up there? They're flying the Corsair. I forget. It wasn't a very big group. Can't remember if you were there, Viper, or not. Might have been. They were in not Bougainville, not Guadalcanal. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, it was must have been somebody else. But he was flying this afternoon back in the sim, not doing a stream, but at least flying with somebody else. So that was a good sign. Yeah, the Corsair is a tricky plane for sure. I bought it. Um, it's harder to fly than the Spitfire, most definitely. We're gonna bump our heading to the left a little bit. Follow the road here. Oh, I know it. I just hold my breath when there's an update coming. Um, I guess fortunately, I'm going to be out of town for a few days, so I won't be on the flight sim for the next few days. So I won't have an opportunity until probably Friday to get it downloaded and updated. But I try to make a point of taking everything out of my community folder before I do the update. I just shut everything off. Oh yeah, I haven't flown France very much, so you can kind of get a before and after or an after and after. Hopefully everything's stable after after all the technical glitches with London after the UK update. It took a week to get everything ironed out with London. Yeah, I won't have any opportunity to fly it until almost the weekend. I try to I try to fly a regular stream on Friday nights. So hopefully, don't have anything planned yet, but we'll come up with something. Wow, barren, arid, miles and miles, far as you can see. Incredible. believe, let's see. Yeah, there is another airport coming up. We can do a touch and go, break up the monotony here a little bit. It's still a ways away, about 36 nautical miles. Pan American Highway off to our left. Well, they name a lot of their airports after military personnel. Well, I guess we do in the United States too, come to think of it. Comandante Luis Piedra Buena will be the next airport. And it looks to be a pretty good sized airport. Is it hard surface? Hard and soft surface. Elevation 76 feet. Got a 6,000-foot runway. And we'll do a touch and go there. It's near a city. And it's right on the Rio Santa Cruz River. There's Viper. I wonder if these are like saline salt marshes. Doesn't look like they get much rain here. Dried up salt lakes. This is kind of the non-exciting part of the journey when you fly miles and miles and miles over these vast expanses. Ah, here we go. As a region, Patagonia is known for livestock, sheep, and a major fault zone. Oh, the Hunsel fault zone, and the fossil site of Argentinosaurus, one of the largest dinosaurs that has ever existed. Interesting. It is about 30 to 40 meters long. Wow, 90 to 120 feet, weighing 50 to 100 tons. Wow. That's like the weight of a good sized train. Patagonia. Sheep. Yeah, I could see sheep being raised here. They can exist on off just about anything on the land. Wonder where the fault zone is. The Hunsel. Huincul. Hunsel. Interesting. Thank you for that. Let's see. We'll do a touch and go at Comandante Luis Garibone's airport. We'll do a little touch and go and say hello. Come on over. We'll let it snap back here. Here we are down here. Here's the airport. Mouth of the Santa. Well, they named everything after Commandante. We'll just come straight in on 4 and do a touch and go. How's that sound? We'll just come in and do a straight on 04. So we'll get this back over here. Actually, if you stay over there where you're at, I'm going to adjust my Viper. You're probably lined up pretty good. The Pan American Highway crosses over here, goes out over a little further to the right towards the coast. That's another thing, I didn't follow the highway, to the mile like like here where it swings out towards the coast. I took a more straight shot, found a local airport and made it my waypoint instead of following the highway directly. And we can come down to the river valley here, maybe. Follow the river valley here a little bit. We follow the river here, it'll take us right in close to the airport. Hand fly it a little bit. Apparently the sheep in the region has forever altered the ecosystem of the region. Ah, very true. They can mow the grass right down to the nub. So we'll find the river up ahead here and fly the river in to the airport. Start descending a little bit. There's the river. Come down to below 1,000 feet. Break up the autopilot monotony here a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. One of my favorite teachers in high school was a biology teacher. Oh, now I've gone off the split screen. Bearing pointers, CDI. More options. Back. Oh, come on. Well, timer, more options. Synthetic vision. No. Yeah. Wind vector. That would be nice. Headwind. Okay, that shows. Okay. Speed and direction. Yeah. Now I can't get back to what I was at before. No. Bearing pointers. Oh, well. Fly the plane, Splasher. Fly the plane. Also back off on my mixture to save my fuel. Very shallow river valley. Interesting. Level off a little bit. I'm not sure if I could pinpoint a region in the U.S. that this reminds me of. This is very unique. I know it's of course there's lots of places in the U.S. where there's flat landscapes like this, but menu, map. There we go. There we go. And there is Comandante's Airport. And we're almost on a straight head in course. We'll do a touch and go here, guys. You want to set up for this? We'll stop in and and wave at the Commandante as we pass by. And be on our way. Well, I'm lining up to what looks like an airport runway. We'll see here. It doesn't look like it's hard surface to me, but it's like the commandant needs to put in for some. Or am I even lined up correctly? I think so. Yeah. Yep. There's Viper. Just do touch and go here and back up. Raleigh out in front of me there. Oh, I guess I'm picking the Viper. You got the paved runway. There you go. Back up. And about a 3-3 heading. 3-3. And we'll go back up to around 2,500. 3-3. Small little town. Back to vertical speed. Oh, no, no, no. We want to be on heading here. My bad. My bad. The old my autopilot had a mind of its own there for a minute. Sorry, guys. Get back on course here in a second. Okay, there we go. Now, heading. Hold that heading. Now let's get up to 2,500. There we go. Back to chat. Back to chat. '07 was asphalt. Yep. Yep. That's okay. Let's get our mixture back. Save a little bit on the fuel. There we go. So climbing to 2,500. Raleigh behind. Viper to the right. Awesome. I got to look on. I need to look on event alerts. Make sure they're turned on. Yep. Still not sure why I'm not getting any overlay. A few nights ago, I had a nice overlay across the top with all the flight information and my handle and everything. But I did something wrong tonight. I don't know what it was. I didn't do it right. Didn't like it. I'll move it over here. See if I can play with it again. That's the URL. Copied. It's connected to the sim. Got my aircraft. Everything else set right. Can't figure out why. Properties. 20 by 1080. Everything else is the same. Why it doesn't like that URL. Sure doesn't. Oh well, anyway, back to the sim. Everything else is on. Webcam's on. Boom mic. Display. What river do we have here? Let's see. The Rio Chico. The Rio Chico River. Another airport. Upstream a little bit. Got a little course changed, about 58 degrees. Sure, we're on heading. Oop, not that far. Well, now it wants to go in 10-degree increments. You silly bird. Why do we want to go in 10-degree increments now? We were going in 1-degree increments before. All right. Back to 44. Autopilot has a mind of its own sometimes, I swear. I can't type when the cursor is on this left screen, because if I hit the M key, I get muted. Yeah, I hear you, Viper. It's at least it's got some contours and qualities to it that makes it a little interesting, you know, like this ridge line here. This is interesting. It's almost like a plate line. Runs all the way out to the sea. Yeah, you know, being in Iowa, flyover land. Um, Actually, Iowa is hilly, more hilly than people expect. At least the southern half, and the northeast corner. This might be the Unsai fault zone. Very well could be. Um, let's see. I have my laptop over here. Let me type in Unsai. Huim. What was that? CUI? Fault. if that comes up. Nope. Not seeing it yet. I'll have to back to make sure I'm not off course, which I am. Let's see. Sorry about that, guys. Back on course here a little bit. What was that? HUNCI? HUINCUI. HUINCUI. Fault zone. Interesting. I'm not getting any matches on Google. HUINCUL. That's why. I sure spell it right. That would help. Let's try it now. Hey, what do you know? The Hunsel is an east to west oriented continental scale fault that extends from the, oh boy, Neuquén Basin eastwards to the Argentine shelf. To the west, it has been proposed to extend across the Andes to the Chilean coast range. Oh, there's a great picture on Wiki. Let's see if I can do this and still fly the plane. I need to turn back to 5.8. There's 5.4. Sorry about that, Viper. I think I crossed over you or under you quick there. Sorry about that. All right, now let's see. And so fault. HUINCUL. HUINCUL. Well, it just doesn't like it if I don't spell it right. There we go. I'm going to try to bring across a photo of it. Although hopefully I don't get dinged. Or hopefully I don't the collection. Let's see. Let's save the image. switch. Let's see what this does. Hopefully you guys can see this. No, let's not do that. Let's fly the plane. There. Back over to here. I don't know how well you can see that, because I don't know if I can expand it. About as big as it gets. But if I were to be guessing, we're down about in here. And the fault zone is quite a bit further north. And I think Buenos Aires is right up in here. So we'll be close to it. This is northern Patagonia. And this is the Desadio Massif. And some other sort of basin back here. But anyway, I'll see, let's make sure. Yep, we need to do a little course change here. Because there's the highway. Heading to the left, please. And a couple things covering up chat here, so bear with me. And one more notch. Hopefully you guys can see that. But yeah, if we zoom out of a little nav map. Yeah, so we're at the bottom of this little knob. At the bottom of that little knob there. So what does that make us? Yeah, we're in the Desaado Massif area. Whatever that means. It means big flat landmass. Some of Patagonia's fauna or animals include the guanaco, which is closely related to the llama, the cougar, the Andean condor, the largest flying bird in the world that lives throughout the Andes Mountains, and the elephant seal, the largest seal that weighs up to 8,000 pounds. Wow. So cool. And hopefully my microphone's not turned off. Yes. Good. Yeah, so this is interesting stuff to know. We got a long way to Buenos Aires. It's going to be several weeks. And I might switch up planes to cover a little bit of ground quicker. Who knows? Like I said, I'm not stuck on. No. That was a little bit of minor panic for a minute. Flip the fuel switch to the off position. Good job, Splasher. I know what I should do next. I always try something like this. See what the weather looks like Is anybody on live weather? Let's see what live weather looks like. Roll the dice. Well, that's not too bad. You're on live weather, Viper? Yeah. This isn't too bad. What does the wind say? Five knot tailwind. Low on fuel on the right side. I could probably use the tailwind. Right main, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll fly this weather for a while. This doesn't look too bad. Can live with this. Oh, let's see how far off course we are. Oh, we're still following the road, so that's not too bad. We're going to be close to the sea here, or the Atlantic Ocean, really. We'll just follow the highway here for a little bit. Weather's not too bad. Got Raleigh back there. Hanging in there, buddy. Really appreciate you guys tagging along with me on this less than exciting section of the journey. But we learned something. We learned something about Patagonia and fault lines. And what I should do is pull up something about the Pan American Highway, since we are following the highway. I'm going to do it on my laptop, which is off to my right, off screen a little bit. We're going to take a little course heading to the left so that, yeah, because we're going to need to fairly soon. But yeah, let's see. I'll shout at Google on the other laptop here. Pan American Highway. I missed it. There we go. Pan American Highway. $19,000 long in total length, and except for a rainforest break of approximately 70 miles across the border of southeast Panama and northwest Colombia called the Darien Gap, the road link is almost all of the Pacific Coast countries of America in a connected highway system. According to Guinness, Pan American Highway is the world's longest motorable road. However, because of the Darien Gap, it is not possible to cross between South America and Central America. When I was researching this, I was reading up on the Darien Gap a little bit too. I don't want to. I mean, that's going to be weeks and weeks down the road, but it's a rather treacherous and dangerous area to travel in. It's not only dense forested jungle, but it's also rife with bandits and bad guys. There's been there's been gosh, I think only one attempt to cross the Darien, or successful attempt crossing the Darien Gap in 50 years, and about 7 or 8 failed attempts. Oh yeah. So the concept of an overland route from one tip of the Americas to the other was originally proposed as a railroad at the first Pan American Conference in 1889. However, this proposal was never realized. The concept of building a highway emerged in the Fifth International Conference of American States in 1923, after the automobile and other vehicles had become to replace railroads for both passenger and goods transportation. The first conference regarding the construction of the highway occurred on October 5th of 1925. So it had its concept start in the mid 20s. So it's interesting, these little towns and villages that we come upon that have airports have multiple names. Um, let's see, the largest one in print here on Little Nav Map says Papa Francisco. Captain D. Jose D. Airport below us. And so, continuing on with the development, finally, on July 29th of 1937, in the latter years of the Great Depression, Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Peru, Canada, and the United States all signed the Convention on the Pan American Highway, whereby they agreed to achieve speedy construction by all adequate means. In 1950, Mexico became the first Latin American country to complete its portion of the highway. In practice, the concept of the Pan American Highway is more publicly embraced in Latin American countries than it is in the United States or Canada. Much of the road system in Latin America is explicitly marked as Pan American. In the United States, the entire interstate highway system is official, but only the highway numbers are signed. In Canada, there are no official routes at all. So Canada, in fact, they weren't even on the list of. Oh yeah, Canada was, but they don't mark the routes at all. And like I was saying earlier, in the United States, There's three, only three routes regarded as the Pan American Highway. So I take it, Viper, you are a Midwesterner also, from what I gather. Is that correct? Ah, yes. Good old Indiana. Actually, I really like Indianapolis. I've been there, oh, probably at least a half a dozen times back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Um, they used to have um, not a motorsports, but a motorcycle dealers convention there. I had a friend who was a dealer, and he'd take me as a guest. That was always fun. We had a good time in downtown Indy. Never been to the Indy 500 yet, but I've been to the track in off season. Took a tour of the track and went to the museum. Yeah, yeah. I was the um, the Colts were playing in the original domed stadium. I can't think of the name of it. Memorial. Um, but before they did all the renovation downtown in that area, because the the motorcycle industry, the power sports industry dealer show was in the ballrooms of the convention center and in the dome of the Colts stadium. It was a back in the 90s. It was a huge convention. It filled up all the ballrooms of the convention center downtown and the dome, RCA Dome. That's right. That's right. Lucas Oil. I have not been to Lucas Stadium. They hadn't built it yet. Now, is the RCA Dome still there and used for something else, or did they tear it down? They took the dome, the RCA Dome down. Yeah, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember for sure, but I knew they built Lucas Oil in the same vicinity. But that that whole area where the RCA Dome was kind of run down a little bit, and I think when they built the Lucas Oil Stadium, they spiffed up that area of town, if I remember correctly. There's a Viper along the coast, taking in a view of the ocean, South Atlantic, Raleigh, Lion Formation. See if I can spread out far enough to get both of you for a screenshot. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Oh yeah, and come to think of it, I've been to Evansville, excuse me. Been to Evansville. Had a friend that is a life flight helicopter pilot who lives in Evansville. Most of his family is from Kentucky or Tennessee. I can't remember. Around Nashville, Clarksville, Kentucky. I'd have to look on the map. Can't remember. But yeah, Evansville is okay. It's nothing to too much to write home about. Nice little town though. We went down. We on our trip there, we went down into to Bowling Green to the Corvette Museum, which wasn't too far away. Evansville is where I went to see a concert featuring. Ah, yeah, Five Finger Death Punch. Yep, heard of them. Shine Down. Yep, yep, yep. Heard of both of them. Kind of 90s bands. If I remember right. Heard the museum had a sinkhole problem. Yeah, as a matter of fact, now that you mention it, we were in the museum a week before the sinkhole caved in. I have a picture that my ex took of me standing right over the area in the dome part of the museum where the sinkhole caved in. Yes. Oh, those are 2000s bands. Gotcha. Forgive me. I'm more of a classic rock guy. I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and that's kind of my era. I kind of got away from music after the hair bands of the 80s, so forgive me. But yeah, I was I was in the Corvette Museum a week before the cave in. It's a grand museum, and we're still low on fuel. 3.4 gallons, 8 gallons total. And where are we at on the map? This might be the point where you might have to look away. Yeah, yeah. Okay, look away, everybody. Ooh, look, squirrel. Ooh, is that a flying squirrel? Sorry, guys. I had to take a little I had to take a little in-flight refueling there. Sorry. Oh, I'll do a station identification here. Looks like I got a few viewers. I welcome you. This is Splasher 6 Flight Sim, and we are on leg number 2 of my Pan American Highway journey, starting in Argentina, the southern tip of Argentina in South America. We are south of Buenos Aires, well south of Buenos Aires, and flying, following the Pan American Highway, which is off to the left because I need to take a course adjustment. And as we take a course adjustment to the left here, you'll see the highway off my left wing. One more notch. Right about over in there, that road. And this is true. This is true. They do. They are the would you call them a lifting body? Do they they create lift? I mean, there goes Raleigh. Zoom. Doing a little slewing. That's okay. This is a slew friendly stream. Say that fast 5 times. Yes, would you consider quote unquote flying squirrel a lifting body? Like the space shuttle? Space shuttle was what they called, I think they called it a lifting body, unpowered. How are a flying squirrel and the space shuttle related? The questions one thinks of in the middle of the Patagonia of South America. Yes, so that's my station identification. If you're viewing, join up and chat. Smash the follow button if you like what you see. I do this about once a week, and then I have a fun night, Friday night, fly stream that we get together and fly on Friday nights. And then usually Monday or Tuesday nights, I'll do this long distance tour. Just finished up the Route 66 journey across the United States, following old Route 66 from Chicago to Los Angeles. That was kind of fun. And we have several other ideas in the works coming up. So I'd also urge you to follow a streamer named Foxtrot. I should figure out how I can put a link to Flox's. If I open, I don't want to lose my own stream. So let's see if I can open a second Twitch. And how do we get to Flox? Bear with me here. I'll put a link in chat to Foxtrot. There we go. Copy. I urge you, if you like to have fun watching Twitch, Flox is the place to be. There's Foxtrot. Do a little plug for Fox. Foxtrot TV. Check him out. We have lots of fun there. We do competition flying, and we do a little sightseeing tours. We were in North Carolina last night. Oh yeah, you can join us there. Flox usually broadcasts on Wednesday nights and Saturday nights. Definitely worth your time. Looks like we're on pretty good course here. We got a little waypoint coming up and then a small airfield. SAYG. And a long haul. A couple more, so we got a ways to go yet. And we'll see, depending on what our stream time is. This will probably be the only thing we do tonight. Usually like to keep it to 3 hours on a weeknight, so we'll see where we're at. If we're close to an airport, around 3 hours, we'll fly to the next airport and put down there for the night. Pan American Highway right there. Take a little course adjustment so we can run parallel to it. Yeah, this is very interesting. I didn't. I guess I anticipated this to be not so arid of a land. I anticipated it to be more agricultural, crop agricultural. So this is quite eye opening. I didn't know what to expect of southern Argentina. I can tell you one thing: there's nobody down here flying in the sim. That's for sure. Not as far as the eye can see. Not at all. Gauchos, yes. The which I guess I had always, you know, considered them to be, South American cowboys. Let's see what Google says. Gauchos definition. No, not chose. That's not what we want. Gauchos. Google's having a little trouble with that. Gauchos. There we go. Three's a charm. Skilled horseman. Reputed to be brave and unruly. Gaucho is a symbol of Argentina, Uruguay, Rio Grande do Sul state in southern Brazil, and the southern Chilean Patagonia. Gauchos became greatly admired and renowned in legend and folklore and literature and became an important part of their regional culture and tradition. Beginning in the late 19th century and after the heyday of the Gauchos, they were celebrated by South American writers. Cool. Let's see, what river are we crossing over here? Soon to have a name. Has no name. Has no name in little nav map anyway. And we're going to take a little bit of a course adjustment to the left. Get closer to the road. Oh, sorry about the jumping around. My hat switch is the worst on this alpha yoke. I really don't like it. I really should stop using it for view. But there you go. And we're going to course back to the right a little bit because getting close to the road. Keep the road off our left wing. There we go. Hopefully I didn't turn my mic off again. Oh, still there. So back to the gauchos. The gaucho in some respects resembled members of other 19th century rural horse-based cultures, such as the North American cowboy. Um, the vaquero in Spanish, the Haso of central Chile, and the Peruvian muchacho, the Venezuelan and Colombian Elerno. Oh boy, a lot of still even more a lot of words. It's Ecuadorian chagra, the Hawaiian Enolio, Olo, Mexican Charo, Portuguese Campino. My Spanish is weak. Greetings, NickBot200. Yes, you may. We are in South Central Argentina. I'm on the second leg of my Pan American Highway journey. Welcome, welcome. We are near airport. We just passed one. We are coming upon airport Sierra Alpha Yankee Golf, Tres Cerros Airport in southern Argentina, south of Buenos Aires, quite a ways. But yes, you may. We're flying kind of low and slow planes, so I'd like to try to keep it to general aviation aircraft. I'm in a X Cub. We have another one here, another X Cub, and another Pipistrel. So ah. You have a new joystick coming tomorrow. Awesome. The Extreme 3D Pro. Super. Well, if you can pop in at, I'll type in the airport code here. So you have it in chat. There's SAYG. You are certainly welcome to fly with us. SAYG. And the terrain is, pretty flat. We're in the Patagonia region of southern Argentina. So right along the Atlantic coast to our right, off in the distance now. But wide, vast expanses of open plains. And this is the Pan American Highway, the 19,000 mile highway that runs from the tip of Argentina to the Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. We're on All Player, and we are on the West USA server. You'd probably want to be on All Player. And you can pick whatever weather you want. Super. Glad to have you. And if this is the kind of content you like, please throw me a follow. And I stream pretty regularly on a Monday or Tuesday night, and then regularly on a Friday night. And I just got finished with another cross-country journey of the American Highway, Route 66. I just noticed something. The wind has changed since I'm still on live weather. We've come out of the clouds. And I wonder what we have for a headwind now. But yes, please do join up at our airport SAYG. SAYG is coming up. Up ahead on our left. going to take a little bit of a course correction. So yeah, I'd recommend the Savage Cub or the X Cub or a 150, a 172, Cessna 172. Because there's not a whole lot of sightseeing, and we're just kind of flying low and slow. I'm only at about 2,500, 2,700 feet altitude. I need to change my barometer setting. Now I have a seven. Now we've got a 17, 18 knot crosswind. So just as a warning, live weather, you'll have about an 18 knot crosswind. USA West server, or else you won't see us. But we're just passing over the. Oh, I'll have to read that. Yeah, I missed that. One of the most interesting things about the Guanaco is that in order to survive in high altitudes, their blood is rich in blood. Their blood is rich in blood cells. In fact, a teaspoon of their blood contains 68 million red blood cells, which is 4 times the normal amount of human blood cells, 17 million. Wow, RCBs in a teaspoon. Also, their fiber is prized as a luxury fabric for its soft, warmth feel. That is cool. Um, I can relate to that. Um, I spent a lot of times in my youth in the mountains of Colorado. My parents had a cabin near Estes Park, Colorado, and there was a gentleman there that owned a gas station that I worked at a couple of summers, and unfortunately, he smoked all of his life, but he lived to be about 82 or 83 years old. But he lived all of his life at 8,500 feet altitude, and I just can't help but think how much longer he could have lived with non-smoke ridden lungs. um, Now, if you happen to have missed um SAYG, the next airport coming up is SAKJ. But you're certainly welcome to SLU to catch up to us if you didn't make it in at SAYG. Nickbot. I'm going to go to clear skies again in order to conserve fuel this time around. And go back to clear skies. Get rid of this crosswind. Let's see, SAKJ is the next airport. That one's a little bit further away. And that one's going to be probably 20 minutes away or so. Another 60 nautical miles. So let me bring over a little nav map over into the stream. So we're here right now. And this is the next airport, SAKJ. And we have just a couple more legs until we get to our destination tonight of SAVC, General Enriquez Airport. So we're well over halfway there. Thank you so much for posting those little bits of information, Viper. That's very helpful. I really appreciate that. I can read things as I go, but to have it there in print and as a chat entry, that's helpful. Appreciate it. Behind you, okay, cool. And by golly, there you are. There's Nickbot. Thank you for joining in. Let me get a screenshot of that. Smash that follow button, and you'll get notifications of our next flight and of another streamer that I follow quite regularly, along with is Floxtrot. Awesome. Thank you so much for the follow. And hey, there goes the emoji explosion for the follow. Nickbot200 for the follow. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. Every little bit helps. I'm about how many now? 8 followers away from affiliation, from my 50 followers to qualify for affiliation. And I rest assured that is much appreciated because at this point, every single one counts. And this is a lot of the flying I do. Regional journeys, multi-part journeys. I've done the Oregon Trail. Did the Route 66. Have plans in the works for others. Have to get them together. But we do like to do short takeoff and landing competitions. And Spitfire competitions where we fly the Mach loop. We've done that a few times. So it's not all low and slow like this. There's definitely other types of flying that we do, a lot of. So, and I'll get Foxtrot's link up here again. And I'd strongly recommend checking Foxtrot out and throwing him a follow. We have a lot of fun on his page, on his channel. So he flies Wednesday nights and Saturday nights usually, and then sometimes a few times in between. And then I have a Discord channel too. I have a Discord page. And I definitely encourage you to jump in on my Discord. Which is Splasher Flight Sim, Splasher underscore 6 on my Discord server. So give me a shout out there on Discord. That way you can keep up with all the latest happenings on the Twitch page, on the Twitch channel. And I need to get back to navigation. And we're on straight on course for the next airport, SAKJ. Pan American Highway is out over here. Which stretches 19,000 miles from the tip of southern Argentina to Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, with only one break in between, about a 70-mile break on the northwest corner of Colombia and the southern tip of Panama, called the Darien Gap. And you're just catching it at the beginning. Last week was the first flight, and this week's being the second flight. We'll cover about a couple 300 nautical miles each trip, each leg. And this first section is from the tip of Argentina to Buenos Aires, which I have a little nav map flight plan for. There's our flight plan for the night. This is just a small part of the larger flight plan. We'll be up here to Fitzroy Airport. And then a leg here, and a leg here, and a small leg here, and then we'll set down for the night at Sierra Alpha Victor Charlie. And then if we zoom out and see the larger plan of Argentina, which starts down here and concludes up here at Buenos Aires. And then it takes almost a little nav map, jumping back to doing what it wants to do. It takes almost a straight shot across to the western coast of Chile and works its way up the Chilean coast of South America. So that's in the future. We'll be flying a lot of the Andes Mountains. in the future. There's Raleigh Mall 9. Another good flying friend from the Foxtrot group. And hopefully I didn't mute my mic while I'm talking to myself here. Oh, still there. There you are. Very good. Yeah, this little 69-mile section of the leg tonight is the longest from airport to airport, or waypoint to waypoint. And actually, yeah, the highway still is over here on the right, off in the distance over here. And when I made up the flight plan, I kept within a few miles of the highway. You know, if there was a straight line from one waypoint to another, and if the highway was still within view, within distance, I just draw a straight line on the waypoints on the flight plan. So it stays close to the route of the highway. Because there's sections in Central America and even South America when we get to the West Coast where it's so mountainous and curvy that it'd be impossible to follow it curve by curve. Just wouldn't be practical. Had to make some compromises here and there. Fuel balance. Let's see if I can do it without shutting the fuel off this time. I got to go to the right tank. Okay. Okie doke. Select left. All right. Well, at least that's not off. Should have said select right. Oh, well. Interesting. Another case of the sim having a mind of its own. Sometimes. So Nickbot, you say your joystick is coming in tomorrow. What you're not flying keyboard now, are you? If you are, my gosh, my kudos to you. That would take talent. Are you flying on the keyboard now, or with a game controller maybe? PS4 controller. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I fly with my son My son lives in Atlanta, and he flies with a PS4 controller. I I use I use this controller for the drone cam, which is a Xbox controller. I had to stop and think for a second. I'm not a console game player, and my muscle memory for running this is not the greatest. it is a it is an acquired talent. Let me put it that way. A talent that I have not quite acquired yet. I'm still clunky clunky at operating the drone camera. Catch a screenshot of that. That looks pretty good. You, if it was me, having a joystick will be like night and day. Even to be able to have the twist control of the rudder at your hand, as opposed to running it with your thumbs, and being able to have the buttons to control some of the views, um, rudder control, and trim control, um, especially trim control, is probably the most critical um, control to have in making the plane, any plane, easier to fly. Um, Especially one of these little planes like this, like the Cub. Um, if you can adjust your trim, you can just about fly it hands off so that you don't have to touch the controls. Now, I'm on autopilot right now. Yeah, with the twist rudder. Yeah. Now that will make life so much easier. Plus, set up some of your buttons to control your trim, your nose up and nose down trim, your elevator trim. That will make life a lot easier to fly the planes too. Are you new to flight sims, or have you been in it for a while? Oh, yes. So you're still experiencing it. Yes. Congratulations on the purchase. Um, I was out of flight simming for about 15 years. My last version was Microsoft Flight Sim 2004. And when I saw this version come out and some of the previews, I was like, I have to have this. And then I looked around and I said, I don't have a computer to run it. But so the next thing is, then I said to myself, is I've got to build a computer. So I just got my computer and the sim up and running at the end of December. So I've only been regularly doing this for 4 months, almost 4 months. So congrats. You just got it. Awesome. Well, I tell you, it you know, the accuracy of the scenery um, sometimes never ceases to amaze me. Um, I mean, with the weather and the sun position, um, I mean, you can create scenes that, with the right lighting, you can't tell the difference if it's real or not. I find that especially with sunset golden hour scenes, like so. I bring the sun down, catch a sunset. Just amazing sometimes. The beauty, even in a relatively stark, uh, barren, flat environment such as what we're in now, still pretty amazing. Check the old Maparoo here. It's good. Well, we're almost to SAKJ, and then we got another 41-mile leg after that. And we're at 3 hours right now. So I think what we're going to do for the night, guys, is we're going to put down at SAKJ, the one up ahead here. Hope you didn't jump too far ahead there, Viper. Sorry to do that, but I'm gonna aim for the airport up ahead here, and we'll call it a night at Sierra Alpha Kilo Juliet. Near Fitzroy, which both runways are here to be soft runways. Looks like we have a highway up ahead here, or is that the airport? It might be the highway. Yeah, yeah. Sounds good, Viper. No problem at all. That'll work. I try to keep it at 3 hours, and keep it flexible so that it's I'm on Central Time and it's 10 o'clock here, and it's a work night for me, so I got to be up in the morning. And let's see. It's next to the highway. Oh, okay, all right. Hasn't popped up yet on the points of POI yet. just so I still familiarize myself with the. Oh, I'll put myself down to 1500 and make that happen. So it looks like the airport might be in the neighborhood of 765 altitude. 765. Okay. A little higher than some of the previous airports. Appears that we're gaining in altitude and terrain. So give me some practice in operating the autopilot. Ooh, yes, and we also need to back off on the. That's right. Back off on the descent rate a little bit. Let's see. Pretty sure I remember right. I went back to clear skies, so I should not have any wind dimension to speak of. So let's go back to heading and pick our runway here. Looks like we have an 03. This is kind of a straight in shot, so we'll pick 03. Raleigh's still there. Appreciate you following. Nickbot, short flight for you tonight, but please join up on Discord. That way you'll get all the notifications. And we communicate through Discord. So throw me a shout there. I'll send you an invitation. I'm still figuring out the ins and outs of Discord. But that is the common place for the flight sim community to communicate. So I can't see it either yet. I have point of interest markers turned on still, so that means we're further than 5 miles away. So it'll be showing up here real close. Yeah, we're still probably 10 miles out. So I'm going to take a course to the left just a little bit. Get lined up to the runway a little bit better. There, it just popped up. It's Fitzroy Airport. 4 miles. 4 miles out. And the airport elevation is about 765 feet. See if I can land it in the twilight hours here. Come to think of it, I might put a little more daylight on, because this was not a marked runway, if I remember right. So I'm going to cheat a little bit there. But we'll take autopilot off and get back to the cockpit view and start our descent. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to want 03 or not, come to think of it. That doesn't look like the runway to pick. That is kind of strange. Doesn't appear to be laid out like it's shown in the little nav map. So I'm going to do a downwind and then turn and come back towards the town. Yeah, that looks like the thing to do. 500. Yeah. Definitely going to do that. Let's get our flaps down. First leg. Flirting with the, bring some power on, kind of flirting with the, all right, now we're talking. There we go. Next level of flaps. That's better. Oh, I'm glad. That's I appreciate that, Nick. You come back anytime you want. Glad to have you. Am I landing on the taxiway? If I am, I apologize, guys. This kind of looks like a free-for-all for landing spots anyway. Whoa. I made about 2 landings out of that. That tail on the ground. Yeah, that wasn't real pretty, but I'll come back, line up with you guys. We'll get a photo and call it a night. Don't jump out yet, guys. I'll get in the drone. We'll get an aerial photo here. There we go. Perfect. Jump in the drone. we go. Never can tell. Oh, did we lose Nick? I think he jumped out too quick. Oh well, next time. Sorry about that, Nick. Should have gotten on the... Let's get that airport in the view too. Let me get where the sun is not giving us that glare. And like I said, I am rusty with the... There we go. One more and we'll be done. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I would bid you a good night too, Viper. We'll see you in the skies next time. Raleigh, as usual. Have a good one. Everybody, have a good week. Be nice to each other. Be kind. Be well. Be happy. And this is Splasher 6 Flight Sim signing off for the night. Take care.